exactly 1 year since the Global Entrepreneurship Summit was held here in Nairobi. And our reporter Timothy Otieno takes stock of the developments since then. He spoke to a 32-year-old entrepreneur who was awarded $2,500 during the summit. Let's find out what he did with the money.
That is how the world's most powerful man would begin his address. The mode of language used was intentional, hoping to reach out to millions of youth in the country who had been promised loads of money provided they had the right idea. Perhaps that opportunity would not have come at a better time for Tony Ndungu, a young mind who won the best startup idea in the world, beating more than 50,000 applications back in 2013 when the summit was hosted in Malaysia.
We came up with the idea of textbooks are expensive, especially 844 textbooks. They're expensive. And the publishers know that, parents know that, especially parents.
And so the Kitabu application was born. Sharing the idea during the summit in Nairobi, Tony would be granted a check of 2.5 million Kenya shillings.
Then we were working out of a house. We didn't have an office. As these startups are, we are still not making any revenue, so you need to pay rent, you need to hire people, pay staff, that kind of thing. But we started. And because we started now, we've been able to grow a little bit. We've been able to test a little bit. We've been able to try some things, see where they go. You tap on textbooks.
The application is simple. Banking on the growing use of internet and the digital platform in the country, it hopes to have learners in the region adapt modern methods of studying in order to compete effectively in an ever-increasing global competitive market. The creators of this application hope to provide learners with the most basic of learning materials at affordable prices. Now, for instance, if you visit the Kitabu application, it provides you with a variety of textbooks to download from. For instance, if you want to download the Kamusi Changanuzi ya Methali, all you need to do is click on the book and it provides you with 4 payment options that range from 1 shilling and 77 cents a day to 177 shillings in a term. Now, the proprietors of this application believe that these payment options are more affordable as opposed to buying the book over the shelf, which could cost you between 600 to 800 Kenya shillings. Tony and his team believe that that huge cost cut is not only benefiting parents who have to buy books at the bookstores,
that now, another one. For what?
but also young entrepreneurs who now have platforms such as the Global Entrepreneurship Summit where their voices can be heard. Platforms that have given people like 24-year-old Vivian Wangoi a chance to work for a startup company alongside Tony.
We get to go for meetings where in other organizations you not really go for them because you're a junior and stuff like that, but then you get to experience everything hands-on, and the fact that we're young really does not demean us here. Like, we have a voice, basically.
It isn't hard to notice her stand on the matter. The average age for the workforce here, where the Kitabu application was born, is just 25 years. The funding pumped into this idea hopes to see learners engage more in controlling how they consume what they're required, but at the same time still remain relevant in the curriculum. But is it a viable option considering students and pupils are not allowed to have electronic devices in schools?
Less children have books than have devices. That's a staggering story. That you go to a village, find that there's no textbooks in the schools, but at least 10 teachers have mobile phones. And not just feature phones, smartphones.
The summit, so the Global Entrepreneurship Network, pledged $100 million to support entrepreneurs in East Africa. The Mara Foundation promised to empower 1 million youth and women entrepreneurs through the Mara Mentorship Platform, while the Accelerator Fund Village Capital announced a 1.3 billion Kenya shillings partnership to provide financing to early-stage startups in the country. And with the statistics indicating that more than 63% of youth still remain unemployed in a country that is increasingly banking on its young population to drive its economic growth, those lucky enough, like the Kitabu app creators,
and I've got as many books as I would need,
know that an idea is only as good as its sustainability. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.